The state of Kansas only has a bit more than 13 miles of old Route 66 within its borders, but it enthusiastically celebrates the legacy of the famous road that slices across its southeast corner. We traveled that segment of the Mother Road with our Ford Edge, then made our way a bit north and west for a visit with our friends at Husky Liners in Winfield, Kansas. Driving westbound on Route 66 from Missouri, the first town you enter in Kansas is Galena. Lead mining in the late 1800s created a boom, and the town itself, in 1877. At the time, it was a rough and tumble place, complete with a violent rivalry with the adjacent mining town of Empire City, which later became a part of Galena. Labor union troubles in the 1930s once again brought violence to town over the mining industry. Mining continued into the 1970s and left toxic scars on the lands surrounding town. Since then, cleanup and restoration projects have returned the land to a more natural state, and there are only a few buildings on the outskirts of town standing as reminders of Galena's wild past. In town, preservation efforts have spared a number of historic structures, including this Canotex gas station, now a restaurant and gift shop, complete with the 1951 International Harvester that was the inspiration for Tow Mater in the movie Cars. A park in downtown celebrates Galena's history as a mining town and a Route 66 stop. A museum at the old railroad depot provides further historical background and exhibits on the area. And throughout town, you'll see reminders of Route 66's heyday and buildings that will allow you to step back in time. Moving on down Route 66, you'll come upon Riverton, the site of the Empire District Electric Company, one of the oldest apportioning power plants in the country, built between 1890 and 1910. For Route 66 history, Riverton is the host to the Brush Creek Rainbow Curve Bridge, built in 1923 and in continuous use as part of Route 66 from 1926 until 1960. It's the last of its kind remaining on Route 66 and is on the National Register of Historic Places. Next up is the town of Baxter Springs, a crossroads for cattle drives in the 1860s that led to the nickname the first cowtown in Kansas. Back then it was a wild and often lawless place, with somber history like the Baxter Springs Massacre in 1863, led by William Quantrill, a Confederate guerrilla fighter and criminal who had under his command Jesse and Frank James. A monument to those who died in the Civil War battle stands just off Route 66. Later, infamous robbers like the James brothers, Cole Younger, and Bonnie and Clyde preyed upon the town. These days, Baxter Springs is a quiet, peaceful place, filled with historic structures that displays its Route 66 and earlier history around town with dignity. Just beyond Baxter Springs, Route 66 crosses into Oklahoma, but our travel plans called for a stop at the Husky Liners headquarters, so we turned our edge toward Winfield, Kansas. Established in 1988, Winfield Consumer Products began with their famous original custom-fit Husky Liners, and has grown to encompass an ever-expanding array of quality items, including different types of floor and cargo area liners for vehicles, and all manner of interior and exterior protection items. We learned that Winfield Consumer Products not only designs its unique products, but also extrudes its own sheet stock, does thermoforming, and all the other manufacturing processes necessary for their full line of products. They also do their own packaging and even shipped directly to consumers and distributors from this 197,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility. Custom tooling and a variety of precision manufacturing equipment allows them to create their unique products and maintain the top-level quality and customer satisfaction. As you can imagine, with the extensive lineup of Husky Liners products, there's a need for plastics of varying thickness and textures, as well as differing methods of forming, trimming, and finishing. And the folks at Winfield Consumer Products have it all covered. Their metal products, of course, require their own specialized equipment and talent. And again, you'll find it all under the same roof. What we saw in our visit to Winfield Consumer Products was a fast-growing company that seamlessly integrates its design, engineering, manufacturing, and shipping needs, and utilizes quality people and forward thinking to meet the needs of consumers. We thank the Husky Liners folks for their hospitality and continued support, and the opportunity to see why their products are leaders in innovation and quality. All in all, a very nice trip for us in Kansas, with our visit to Husky Liners and our explorations along Route 66 with our Ford Edge. Once again, the Edge proved itself to be an enjoyable travel partner, providing us with comfortable surroundings and good driving dynamics to make our trip that much more fun.